What's up, everyone? This is Jared Uden, millennial motivational speaker and author of the new book, Unfollow the Crowd, which is the brand new education for young millennials who crave purpose, freedom, and impact. So I'm also the creator of the brand new college workshop called From Zero to Impact. And this isn't just for college graduate intenders. This is also for young millennials who just entered into the workplace, but you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling like you don't have a voice, or you're feeling like you're just a number. Maybe you're not recognized for what you do well, and you know there's more for your life. So that is why I created my entire platform and all the products and the offerings. That is literally the purpose behind my entire career, is to help you, to help all young millennials and even college graduate intenders to, one, avoid the early quarter life crisis. Those of you who maybe just don't know what you want to do with your life, but you know you want something. You know you want to hit it big. You want to do something meaningful, something purposeful, and have an impact wherever you go. So my job is to help everyone who is struggling with those big three questions. Who am I? Where do I belong? And what on earth should I be doing with my life? It is my job through my books, through my platform, through this vlog, and even through my workshops to help you guys figure out who you are, what you're best at, and how to personally brand yourself and make an impact in your marketplace. So this past week, I actually had a really cool opportunity to be featured in LW Magazine, 5 millennial entrepreneurs, all under 30, giving their secrets to success. And this is actually a pretty cool magazine. It was awesome because they gave me basically a 4-page spread, which is really, really cool. And one of the biggest questions that stood out to me during this interview when they were writing this article is, Jared, what is it that you do to help people that are 25 and under to find out who they are, what they're best at, and actually make an impact in their industries? And why do you do what you do? Well, personally, I was actually one of those people starting out. I believe that if you're going to teach on something, you need to have experience in that area so you can speak with integrity to it. So it is my heart to help young people and young millennials get to where they really want to be, because I was one of those people. When I graduated college, I struggled with those questions. Who am I? Where do I belong? And what should I be doing with my life? I actually followed the expected standard, or the script, as I like to say, that was written for my life. Like my parents told me all of my life, I had to study really hard, get really good grades so that I can get into a really good college. And then when you get to college, do the process over. Study really hard, get really good grades so that when you graduate, you can get a really good job. So I graduated college. I had this amazing college career. I was a student leader. I was a campus ambassador. I landed one of the highest positions in student government that you could get, and everyone thought that I was going to be the most successful person. And I graduated like magna cum laude, but when I graduated, I ended up homeless for a period of 9 months. Literally, like sleeping out of the back of my car, eating off of the 89-cent menu back then at Wendy's, and just struggling to figure out, find my way. And what I discovered is, when you hit rock bottom in your life, you either have two choices. You can just quit on life altogether, or you can force yourself to have to figure your life out. And that's what I chose. I was forced to figure my life out. And through a series of really difficult life choices for myself, I honestly went from 9 months of being homeless and sleeping out of the back of my car to landing my dream job, my first ever job out of college, traveling the country, speaking on live huge stages in front of thousands of people, writing a book, and actually speaking at a TED Talks event. I mean, like dream goals that I never ever knew could come true for myself. But what I've done now is I've reverse engineered that process, all the choices that I had to make, all the tough life choices that I had to make, and I've packed them into this program, From Zero to Impact, because I want to help you and other young millennials and college graduate intenders to avoid that early quarter life crisis, to avoid the breakdown and the meltdown, or having to take a job because you don't know what else to do with your life. So it's my job to help you guys so that you don't have to go through what I went through, so that you can go from zero to impact too. So obviously I can't unpack a 4-hour multimedia course into a 5-minute video, but I am gonna give you some of the secrets. And this is gonna be one of 3 videos where I'm gonna give you 3 huge things that you can do starting today to literally go from zero to impact, or to at least get on your path. All right, so step number 1, and this is the big one that I'm really gonna talk about just for the rest of this video. You have to be really clear on who you are. You have to be really clear on who you are and what you really want. So here's the deal. Clarity is such a big thing. Clarity is actually really attractive. On my last job, I was actually working for a social media marketing company, and people would call me, like companies, they would call me and they would have me put together marketing plans to help them go big on social media, to help them make a big impact in the world, to get their name known and their products out there and their products sold. So they would get on a phone call with me and they would want me to discuss everything that I could do for them on social media to help them go big. But one of my first questions to every single CEO that I talk to every chief of marketing that I talk to, right before I let them spend $1 with me, the first thing I ask them is, who are you? What is the purpose of your company? What is your product? And who do you serve? Are you, in other words, are you really clear first on who you are before you build and expand and try and go viral? Are you really clear on who you are first? Because what I've learned is that the most successful companies in the world, before they ever build, before they ever hire employees, before they ever build products or even market and put out stuff online or on social media and even commercials, what I've learned is that the most successful companies, they first know who they are before they start building on top of that. They know who they are first. They're clear on their vision, they're clear on their purpose and on their mission, and then every product that they create, every commercial that they put out, every community service event that they do are all extensions of first, who they are and their mission and their vision and purpose for their business. So if the most successful companies in the world first understand at the core who they are, then why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we as people who are entering into the workforce? So before you graduate, before you go to your next job interview, before you go to work on Monday morning, I want you to sit down and get really clear. And I want you to ask yourself and be really honest with yourself. What do you really want? What kind of job do you really want? What kind of work do you really want to be doing with your life? What is the thing that you love so much that you'd be willing to do it for free, but maybe you can learn how to do it well enough to where someone actually pays you for it? What is that one thing? That one thing that you've been dreaming about? You know, not the thing that you decided that, okay, this is gonna be a good major, so I'll just do this major and then I'll try and go get a job in this field because I heard this field pays a lot of money. Here's the problem with that. See, I was actually gonna go to law school a long time ago when I graduated college. I was gonna go to law school because I didn't know what else to do with my life at first. Right before I graduated my senior year in college, I was gonna go there and I decided at the last minute, that's probably not a wise idea because if I go to law school and I'm not passionate about law, I'm gonna be competing with everybody else, thousands of other students who are passionate about it. And then it's gonna make the journey that much harder for me. So don't just go do the thing that someone told you should do just because you might be able to make a lot of money. Here's the thing, if you're not passionate about it, you're gonna be competing with other people who are gonna like blow you out of your lane. So don't just do something because someone told you that you should. I want you to start focusing on your passions, on your talents, on the things that you know you're good at that maybe you can invest in, read on, or get mentorship in, the kind of stuff that's gonna actually have you waking up happy every single day instead of waking up like it was a mistake and going to a job that you hate and having to like hit the alarm clock at 6 a.m. every morning, going to a job where you're doing something that just drains you and bores you, and to have to put in enough time before you can take a vacation. Someone else can tell you when you can clock out or when you can take a vacation, or going through your entire week, coming home at the end of every day, going past your family because you're tired, going to bed at 8 o'clock at night, and then spending all your money on the weekends drinking or whatever you have to do to numb the pain and to do the whole thing over on Monday morning. I don't want that for you. And I'm sure on some level, you don't want that for yourself either. So I want you to spend some time right now, today, think about what it is that you really want and get really clear. Because here's the thing, whenever you go to a job interview, you know how they ask you that first question? So tell me a little bit more about yourself. Which is really saying, tell us who you are. What's your background? What's your story? Who are you? What kind of things are you passionate about? Where do you really see yourself? What are the things that you love to do so much that you'd be willing to do it for free, but we can pay you to actually do it? You know, what are those things that are inherent inside of you that are gonna help you have an impact? Because that's where your money is. That's where your future is. We wanna know what your passion is. So remember, even the most successful companies in the world, before they launch, they first stop and get very clear on who they are. Clarity is attractive. So before we move on to step number 2, work on that. All right, thanks so much everyone for hopping on and watching this video. Do me a favor, read the rest of this blog post, because at the bottom, I'm actually asking you guys some questions. And what I would love for you to do, sit back and meditate on those questions. Get really clear on what you want and get really clear on where you want to be in your life. That's step number one to figuring out everything and going from zero to impact and making your dent in the universe. Do that for me. And then what I want you to do, leave a comment below. I want you to hop on and just let us know that you're here. Leave a great comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'm very interactive with my audience, and so I always respond back. Any questions that you have for me, let me know. And I want to do everything I can just to help you out, to help you too go from zero to impact with your passion and help you profit on your potential as well.